Huh. That's another one that's missing. Right there. My goodness. Just a good idea to go through your rigs, guys. Make sure you're not looking a fool like myself here with 4 of your pins missing. Well, good morning, beautiful people. So today I am fixing something I noticed yesterday. Very concerning to me. I had just dropped off a dumpster. I was getting ready to do a little bit of greasing. And while looking over my trailer, I noticed my hydraulic ram, the pins that hold it in place at the bottom. There's a main pin and then 2 of these type of pins that hold that pin in place. Those 2 are missing. And I have another one up top on the other ram right there that's missing as well. So not ideal. I did get some of these we're going to slap in there. All right. So that's the pin it's missing. I don't like approaching this from between the rails because obviously that could cut me in half. So I'm going to lay down on the floor and see if I can get that to go in there. Well, the center pin, the primary pin that holds this in place, is shifted a little bit this way. So I need to shift it back the other way so I can fit this other clip in. But right now the ram is extended out, so there's just too much pressure on it. I'm gonna drop the rail system and do this again for the other side. Hopefully this pin will loosen up a little bit and I'll be able to just knock it over a touch. All right, so now that I have put the rails down, this actually shifts a little bit, so I do have enough room to access that over there. So if I take, all right, I'll get my tools. There we go. We're in place, baby. Now I do still have another one up here to get. There. I don't know if it's, I couldn't get the pin to fit, which is odd because I just did, it looks like the exact same size pin right over there. Let me let's crawl in here, see what we can do. Well, at least this one's a nice comfy environment to work in. I'm trying to think if I can put my phone down without getting grease all over it. So this pin should just go through this hole, but for some reason it don't want to fit. Not a very easy position to hammer in. Not much space between the wall and the pin. I'm gonna do this in the air, I think. You want to say hi? Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
So, I still have grease on my forehead. I quickly threw on my uniform stuff. Got to go run some dumpsters. Got 2 of the 3 pins in. The 3rd pin that I couldn't get in was that final one at the top of the ram. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do about that because any smaller of a pin and it's not gonna be a very good fit around the larger pin. I gotta figure out a way to get that in there, but it does not want to go in. It's like really getting stuck in there. And the stranger part is it's a smaller pin than the other set that's already on there currently. But had to get the little one to school. I did get most of the important stuff done that I needed to this morning to get her back to safe enough to at least go run this dumpster real quick. I've got to go do a pickup. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're safe as can be. The pin, in theory, if it were to fall out, it would have to fall up, which is not a major concern of mine because the top is pinned currently. It's the bottom that's not pinned, so you want to keep it from doing any wiggling, but it's a nice snug fit in there anyway. Bringing him to school now, gonna go run that dumpster after, and then do some more maintenance items once we get back. So did get my tires all checked, did do some of the greasing. I got to do more greasing, but I ran out of time trying to do all those pins. I think it's the shocker hitch hasn't been greased in a little while, so it's been kind of squeaky. It's one of those like, it's not a good look. I want all the confidence in the world from my compadres. I don't want them thinking I'm riding around with my bent bumper and my squeaky trailer, just not taking care of my stuff. So how you do some things is how you do all things. And we got to make sure that we are on point in every category and eliminate as many squeaks and bad habits as humanly possible. So safety first, maintenance second, but both need to get taken care of today. So. We are being sent to the landfill instead of the burn house, which is unfortunate. I'd much rather be in the burn house, but tis what it is. So driving up there now. Looks like the total load is 24,000 pounds. So about 3 tons of disposal, which is not terrible. That's what I was mostly worried about. Was usually when you get into these weird situations where, you know, one person calls, another person books, the person that books no tonnage, you know, you start getting into all this different scenario stuff, and then you pull up and see concrete poking out of a slightly overloaded dumpster. It does have you a little bit concerned with, are these people trying to get over on me? So as of now, I'm not too concerned. My initial deposit pull when I pulled up to grab this dumpster was accepted. So all in all, I don't think we're gonna have too much trouble, but we'll see. I'm gonna dump this now and we will go from there. That was pretty gross. Had like a yogurt or something pop on the right side of the back of the trailer. Look at this. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. And that, my friends, is why you don't rush in and out of the landfill. You know, it's happened to me I think only one other time, but it has happened to me before. And that actually caused me to dent my door because in the Pasco dump where I did it, my door smacked into a piling that was posted up on the end of the scale. I thought I had learned my lesson. I mostly had learned my lesson, but here we are, not putting it in park again when we were scaling out. At any rate, dump ticket. I guessed it was going to be 3 tons. Drum roll. 2.91 tons. So yeah, all in all, pretty decent dump fee considering they did not book any up front. So now we have to decide exactly how we want to handle it, but I laid it out for the customer. Customer declined the option to prepay for disposal, even though it makes all the sense in the world to book 1 or 2 tons in this scenario. I tried to call the booking party and express that it would be wise to do it. They did not answer. So it is what it is, but yeah, we're gonna build this one out now. All right, we are back home now. Gonna do some more stuff with the trailer. Did get a chance to talk to the booking party for that dumpster. Finally, he called me back. Basically, walked my process through with him and said, hey, look, you know, I tried to get a hold of you. Realistically, I saw you booked it with no tonnage included. I'll extend the courtesy to you this time, and I'll retro pre-bill for the additional tonnage if you just didn't understand. And he goes, yeah, I just kind of blew my way through it because he was essentially just paying for a dumpster when his partner was coordinating the work. So I ended up billing $200 when I first pulled up to the dumpster, which worked out really well. The total weight was 2.91 tons, so 3 tons of prepaid tonnage essentially. So my total dump fee was I think $140, and I billed him the $200 for the tonnage. So I got my rate for the dumpster, I got my additional rate for the additional tonnage, and at the end of the day, he's happy because I didn't hit him with the full-on 3 tons of 7 cents a pound, and I gave him the courtesy of being a first-time client. You know, you don't understand my process yet. I want to make sure you're happy and understand, and then moving forward, hopefully we can find some common ground. So I think it worked out pretty well. He seemed happy enough. And yeah, I don't like doing 3 tons of disposal that way unless the client is well aware of what I'm doing in advance. It just leads to not so great conversations, and like I'd like him to use me again would be nice. Now I am going through the trailer. I'm gonna re-grease all the stuff. I am looking for little things that may or may not be a problem yet, because I'll be honest, seeing that two hydraulics technically, not having pins was not ideal. I still have not gotten the one in for the bottom here. I gotta pull that out. Because that's not fitting in there. I think what I'm gonna do is try and do it from the top because it's easier to fit in there. And then I'll take the one from the top and put it in the bottom, which will hopefully fit. Either way, going through the trailer, obviously those pins were a concern. Now I am looking here and seeing a little bit of moisture on my hydraulic lines. Like maybe there's the tiniest little hydraulic fluid leak. And I think rubbing on the metal here has caught up to me. I mentioned it in the last video. I am selling this trailer off, and at some point I'm gonna be putting probably one of you guys in the driver's seat of this trailer. So I have had a few of my viewers already reach out asking questions. I think, is that well, this is why we do our look over. Anyway, I've had a few of my viewers already reach out interested in buying it. We'll probably end up selling it to someone that I either know already or that knows of me and is following my journey. So I would like to sell you something in decent shape, but you know, we do have to acknowledge this was the trailer I learned on. So there's going to be a few things that I didn't necessarily know, but that's the conversation I'm attempting to avoid now. I'm just going through everything, trying to make sure it's ready for the next owner, and look for any problems that may arise before they arise. Because usually you can fix them for cheaper before they break than wait until after. So let's take a look at that tire now. I need to get that taken care of. Well, it's just a rock in the front tire, but this back tire was the lowest of the PSIs this morning. Looks like I found possibly the culprit. Right there. So we're gonna have to get that out and get it plugged. Fun don't stop. Yeah, I think I'm just back up the trailer a little bit. Just plug it while it's still on there. Alright, so I'm gonna try and get this out and swap the pin with the one up top. Alright, bottom pin set in there real nice. So they're just slightly thinner, I guess, is all it is. But this one is in. I don't think it's going anywhere, which is good. But it is not exactly like clamped in there the way you want it to be, necessarily. Leaves a little bit up for desire, how it sits in there, but it's in there. I mean, I don't feel like it's gonna fall out, so that's good. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get back out, but that's not the end of the world either. Huh. That's another one that's missing right there. My goodness. Well, just a good idea to go through your rigs, guys. Make sure you're not looking a fool like myself here with 4 of your pins missing, holding your hydraulics in. Thankfully, they don't want to come out because they have a bunch of these like brackets around them that hold the pin in place if your smaller pins fall out. But yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do to look this thing over, make sure I'm not gonna have any more problems. So let's go get that one put in now.